Welcome to Science Lab with Mrs. Keener. Hi everyone. Today's Science Lab is about traits in flowers. You're going to make some flowers and show how different kinds of traits end up in them. You're going to need a piece of paper and some different colors of things to draw with, either markers or crayons or colored pencils. And the first thing we're going to do is make a chart that shows the traits that are going to end up in the flowers we make. Label your piece of paper Traits in Flowers. Now draw your table, your chart. It's going to need to have 2 rows and 6 columns. So draw a big wide rectangle and divide it in half. Divide the left half into 3 parts and divide the right part into 3 parts and make 2 rows. The way we decide what traits end up in our flowers is we're going to flip a coin. When you flip a coin, you end up with a random outcome. The coin has 2 sides, heads, which is usually a picture of a person. I'm using a penny, so it has a portrait of Abraham Lincoln. And tails is the other side, the one that doesn't have a person on it. When you flip the coin, you're going to get either heads or tails. If you end up with heads, you're going to use the trait from the upper row. If you get tails with your coin flip, you're going to use the trait from the lower row. So the traits that end up in our flowers will be random. We're going to have 5 different types of traits. The first trait is the color of the petals. Write orange petals in the upper box and red petals in the lower box. Next, the center of the flower. Does it have a yellow center? That'll be the upper box. Or will it get a brown center? That'll be the lower box. Next, the color of the leaves. Will they be dark green? Or will they be light green? Write dark leaves and light leaves. Next, the color of the stem. It could get a dark stem or a light stem. And next, how tall is it? Does it end up with a 3-inch tall stem? Or does it end up with a 4-inch tall stem? Get a pencil and draw an outline of a flower very lightly below this chart. Just a few petals and a few leaves. Very simple, like a sunflower shape. Next, get your coin and we'll start flipping and we'll see what traits end up in your flower. I'll show you how mine ended up. The first coin flip will tell us what color the petals will be. So I check my table. Tails means my flower will get red petals. So I get my red marker and I draw my petals in red. Next, we flip the coin to find out what color the center will be. Mix it up, toss it. I got heads this time. Heads means yellow center. What kind of leaves will it get, dark or light? I got tails, light green leaves. What color stem? I got heads. It needs a dark stem. Now we need a ruler for our last flip. I got heads. I need to draw a 3-inch stem. So this is the group of traits that my first flower ended up with. Those were random coin flips, so it was random how the traits turned out. Next, draw a second flower, again very lightly in pencil. Do the coin flips and see how your second flower turns out. Will it look the same as the first one? It's possible it will turn out exactly the same. These are random coin flips. Will it be completely different? That's possible. Will it have some things the same and some things different? That's also possible. Let's see how mine turns out. This activity reminds us that when traits are passed on to offspring, it can be random what they end up with. And if there are many offspring, they sometimes have some things in common and some things different. Just like if you have siblings, you might have some things in common and some things that are different. If you enjoyed doing the coin flips and seeing how your flowers turn out, you can make more than 2. How many flowers do you want to make? Make as many as you want. Show me at least 2 flowers in Flipgrid and point out what ended up the same and what ended up different. I'm curious to see how your flowers turned out. I'll see you in Flipgrid.